Let me introduce myself. Okay, I'm having total 14 plus years of experience in this BIM industry, and when it comes to the automation, I'm having total 7. And Bimera is actually an automation company. Okay, so we do provide the solutions for most of the applications. So Autodesk is one of a part of it. Okay, since I'm having we have some other people as a directors, so they will take care of some of the tools and their APIs. Okay, I will be handling uh, the Autodesk and and some other applications. Okay, so we run the training institute. Okay, and we have a team of people who can develop the Dynamo scripts, the Python scripts, and the Revit API. Add-ins, the Revit add-ins. Okay, so as part of we have another thing it's called we depute the candidates to the clients as per the client's requirement. Okay, so we will train the candidates full-fledgedly, not with we don't leave with off knowledge at all. Okay, so whatever the content he's supposed to learn, you're supposed to start your career in. So we will cover each and every single point, mostly the key concepts. Okay, we don't leave any concepts at short. Okay, so yesterday it was completely like an informative. I mean, I can't take the same the session today. So today we are going to show you some examples, like what are the things that you supposed to be good in before you start learning something. Okay, so and how do you recognize the things which are happening in a new tool. Okay, so let me open this. In the manage tab under the visual programming panel, we have the Dynamo and the Dynamo player. Dynamo is for the people who wants to you know step into this automation side, and the Dynamo player, the rest of the people who doesn't know anything about coding or about no coding tools, and still if they want to use it, for them the Dynamo player is, it's for the completely newbies. So I'm using some basic model, and we are going to create some set of scripts with help of a chat GPT, with the help of a chat GPT. Okay, let me close. So this is Bimera GPT, which is almost close to which exactly replica of ChatGPT 4. So where ChatGPT 4 is an expensive, I hope most of you know that. When you have to pay annual something like 25,000 or something to enjoy this, the updated AI information. Okay, so here this is like Bimera Team GPT. I mean, like it's not only for single users, so we can monitor the group of people what they're exactly doing. For example, if someone have asked it, okay, Anand Distanceti, act as a Revit Dynamo expert, generate the below exercise in professional tone with instruction and tutorials. What you exactly need? How to connect two triangles curve using Dynamo nodes. So what it has exactly given. So if you don't know how to understand this documentation part, this document part, it's really useless. Okay, even though you have this kind of a powerful resource with you, it will be useless. Okay, so we will explain how to understand this documentation part, what it is exactly saying and how do you ask it. To be frank, this is a very very bad prompt. We have explained it later. Okay, so we have done some sort of videos how to use this Bimera GPT very effectively and you can find on our YouTube channel. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about this Bimera GPT and how to use this and create a scripts. Okay, I think we have to wait for 5 more minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can clear before we start the workshop. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? No? Yes, Dizzy, come on. Actually, this why I'm conducting like a workshop. Actually, the people who are interested to join our training program, which is going to start from this Wednesday. Okay, so we they generally request like the demonstration, like before I commit to join the training. Before I commit to join the training, can I have a demonstration? So we generally you know we can't take it like one to one. So we are conducting a workshop. We conduct like a workshop. Okay. So this training will be start exactly at the same time every day. I mean, it's on the weekdays, 8:30 to 10:30. Okay, and we have only 5 days a week, and Saturday Sunday will be off, and you will have an assignments too. And in case if you miss um, any sessions, like due to your project pressures or submissions, so you can go through the recorded, and the recorded access will be for a lifetime. Okay, clear? So where I got this Primera ChatGPT link, I just have texted on WhatsApp in the WhatsApp group. Okay, or else gpt.com. Here is the link. So pre-required things and software and hardware. Pre-required means, what do you mean by pre-required, and for what? To learn this or to use this Vimera GPT? I didn't get you. I didn't get you, DG. Nothing. Nothing. Simply, it's just a simple sign up. Okay, Control Shift on vimeragpt.com. You just click on sign up for free. It will take you to sign in with Google. You just click on, and this is, you must watch this video how to use it effectively. Okay, and we shown the difference between the ChatGPT 3.5. I mean, if you are a ChatGPT user, so the result comes in ChatGPT and result in our Bimera GPT. If you compare, you'll never use a ChatGPT. I mean, because I mean, if you are using 4.0, I mean, which is already premium, there will be no difference. There will be no difference. Okay, but this is dedicatedly for BIM people. So it will exactly pull the information from the right LLM model. Okay, the exact language model. So the chat GPT may confuse sometimes, even though you are using 4, but our Bimera GPT will not. Okay, so try this. Sign in with Google and just simply sign in, and then you will get this interface. Okay, that's very simple. And let's go with the new chat. So I'm still waiting for a few people to join. It's already 8:33. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. And is this the one we used yesterday? Yeah. Okay. So this is our dynamo interface. I hope you most of you know this. Okay, so how do I mean, I just want to create a script for my regular things. um, and I'm just in front, I just opened the dynamo application. Now what should I do? Where is the task? Do you give me any task? I'll just show you how to use this. Do you give me any task? It is accessible for all. Actually, yes, I mean, you have a 3 days trial, Jignesh. Okay, so to play with. And once the trial is over, you have to go with have to go for the premium. Okay, and which is 5 times cheaper than ChatGPT. And this will be completely for only the BIM people. Only BIM people. No other users will be here on this platform. Okay, so if you are not from the BIM background, this is not for you. Okay, clear. So do you have any tasks to do? Do you have any tasks? You want me to show some demonstration how to use this Vimera GPT? No one? Shall I pick one? Okay, I'll just assignments. Do you have any assignments? Not this one. Isn't signed in. Just a minute. I think it's wrong. Anyways, how to convert CAD lines to rivet, duct, or pipe or tray using Dynamo. Okay, that's good one. Okay, let me ask the same. Been asked by us to Anand. Okay, not sure. No, okay. So rivet. So here, when you just sign up for the first time, so you have an option. You have four options here. Okay, so this four, we generally we have a concept called prompt engineering. Okay, we have a concept called prompt engineering. Okay, so these four are very important. If you don't ask it clearly, by I mean, if you don't fill this properly, you will not get a prompt. You will not get the exact prompt. I mean, when it comes to prompt engineering, so if you're about to use any sort of AI tools, the prompt engineering concept is must. We have a dedicated course for the prompt engineering. Okay, so a part of it, there are four things you have to consider before you ask. First one, you have to tell the artificial intelligence to how it has to be react for your queries. If you want to write a love letter, so act as a poet. So can you please act as a poet, not act like a pundit? Understand? Okay. So here I want to get a solution. I need a solution. So need a solution for what? For for to automate some sort of a tasks with the Dynamo. With the Dynamo. So there are some certain rules for everything. For example, if you are a consultant and you want to develop, you want to generate a quotation. You don't know there is like 16,000 square foot building which is a commercial, and you don't know how to give a quotation to it. Okay, so act as a BIM consultant. Act as BIM consultant. Okay, if you are a manager, so you just want to write some standards for like 4D or 5D or 60 or 70 standards. Okay, so act as a BIM manager. So these, we have a dedicated LLM models. We have segregated in an order, and we linked with that specific models here. Okay, so it was completely like a lot of efforts. I mean, it won't look like as it's a simple tool. We have invested a lot to develop this, the product. Okay, well, so now for my stuff, I have three things. There are three different levels as I explained yesterday. So level one and level two and level three. Since you are a level one user, I mean, if you're completely new to the Dynamo or completely new to the coding, you don't know even ABCDs of the coding. So where you're supposed to start with the Dynamo, which is a no coding tool. uh, the entire information passed in yesterday's workshop. So Revit, act as a Revit Dynamo expert. Okay, fine. Now whatever you ask, anything, even if you ask to write a love letter, it will write it as a Revit Dynamo expert in a no coding language. Understand? Okay. So Revit Dynamo expert, can you please act as a Revit Dynamo expert, and in which tone it's supposed to deliver the content? These tones are very important. Okay, so critical tone, for example, I have three different, the scripts. I have three different processes. So which is the easiest process for me to proceed further? The critical tone. So you are asking, you're just confused, and you are asking, fine. Can you you know write a in a I'm a very beginner to the Dynamo. Can you please write it in a educational tone? In an educational tone, can you please teach me as a tutor? So I just want to learn from the basic, the start, and I just want to understand everything step by step process. So in an educational tone, okay. So for example, professional tone. So when you are asking as Revit Dynamo expert, if it is a Revit Dynamo tutor, then educational tone would be perfect. So since I'm using Revit Dynamo expert, use a professional tone. You can use anything. It's there will be a slightly a difference, but the result comes is exactly same. But the tone it generate the documentation part, it is different. Okay, if you ask the same thing in a humorous tone, it will make some fun on the scripting part, and it'll give some sort of jokes and other kind of stuff in a professional tone. So in instructional or tutorial style, okay, this is fine for you, or technical and detailed style. So act as a technical person and explain everything in a detailed style. So these three are very important. Tone, I mean, sorry, role R, tone T, style S, PQRST. So role, style, and tone. And this is like a action. What do you want me to do now? I have something. Can you please explain that? What is it? I have a source code. I'm already having a source code, a Python source code. Can you please explain how to, I mean, how do you make it clear for me? Okay. As a Dynamo expert, I have a Python code. I want you to explain in a Dynamo style. I'm a C sharp guy. I have a Python code. Can you please explain, or else translate the C sharp code into the Python code? So we have different actions to be done. Okay, so I want to generate from the scratch. So 1 2 3 and 4, 1 2 and 3 and 4, like action, style, tone, and role. So we are set. Now this is the I mean, which creates a perfect prompt. I'll show you how. Now you can ask, I'll just copy and paste a task here. How to convert a CAD lines to duct, or a pipe, or a tray, okay, or a wall, or a conduit, or anything. Okay. So now here This is a prompt and we have to give some additional instructions. I'm a beginner. I'll just write instructions here. Instructions, additional instructions. I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner to Dynamo. Can you please explain step by step processor? And second one, um, explain from into connections. Explain from into connections, where the connect from which node it's supposed to, from which node it's supposed to come, and from which node it's supposed to connect. Okay. So these two are additional instructions, which I mean, anyways, it will give you. But for your understanding, these two are very important if you are a beginner. I know most of you are like beginners here. Okay. So I'll just copy. Let's make it where I hit this kind of. Okay. I'll just copy and paste now. So when I copy the text, your question, so that has added with a you know an additional line. Act as a Revit Dynamo expert. Act as a Revit Dynamo expert. Generate the below exercise and professional tone with a technical and detailed style. So these four are must. These four are must. Now let's click on it and wait for some time. Okay. So conduit bylines. Okay, fine. Let me explain you from the beginning. So step one, preparation in Revit and CAD. Oh, I must have the CAD file here. I don't have CAD. Okay, fine. I'll just show you some set of notes how it is exactly. So Revit setup. Ensure Revit model is set up with the necessary HVAC and electrical and plumbing. Load any required formulas if you really required. Might need for the ducts and pipes and trays and walls and conduits. Perfect. It is instructing us. So CAD import. Import the CAD file into the Revit. This can be done by using insert tab and import CAD. So in Revit, so Revit part is over. There are no additional things to be, taken care of. Okay. Now launch the Dynamo. Done. So where it is actually in the Manage tab, we have a under Visual Programming panel. We have a Dynamo. So once Dynamo is open, create a new workspace by clicking New in the File menu. Perfect. So we know all this. Okay. So now read the CAD data. How to read the CAD data? So drag and drop the import instance dot by geometry node. Is it? Just copy. I'll open this and right click and paste here. Import instance by geometry. Perfect. So when I connect a geometry to it, okay, so it will create an import instance. Either we have one more option. This is another node, or else the element selection. There is another one. Connect this node to the CAD file you imported into Revit. Imported into the Revit. Okay. So categories node. Let me get all the nodes first. Control V. Categories node. Okay. And to define which CAD layer you want to convert, example layer, specific false, and connect a filter by Boolean mask. So first prepare everything. Filter by Boolean mask. So string dot contains, we need a string dot contains to select the particular layer from where I exactly need it. String dot contains. Control V. I don't have a cat. I don't have a cat, but I'll restructure this everything again. Geometry extraction. Use the element geometry node to extract geometry from the selected lines. Okay, it's getting confused. I mean, we have a nodes like line to curve and cable tray dot bylines. Control C. Cable tray dot bylines. cable tree dot bylines. Okay, cable tree dot bylines. It's giving me a lot of options like line to curve if you want to convert line to curve, for ducts and pipes, for tray, for walls, okay, for conduits. I'll just try wall by curve, control C, and I'll wall by curve and height. Okay, I'll just draw one detail line. If I don't have a cat, I'll just draw. I'll convert this. Okay, select. Let me ask the same ChatGPT. I'll make it more precise. I'll just only CAD lines to one to convert a detail lines. Since I don't have a CAD now, okay, I'll just. This is again the same story. Prepare your Revit model and launch Dynamo. Set up your Dynamo workspace. Select and fetch the detail lines using how. Now, use this is up to here. It's fine. Categories I already have. Um, I'll just pick that here and set it to the lines to focus on what the things. So it is saying like lines. Do you have any lines? And what is a connecting node for this? All elements of category. In your Revit document, follow this by adding all elements of category node. This is a connecting node. To fetch all the line instances. To fetch all the line instances, is it? Right click, Control V, all elements of category, connect this to this. So there are total 36 detail curves. The total 36 detail curves. So I would like to pick. So this is another way. Or else, if I have a specific one, select model, select model element. I'll just pick. So this is a detail curve again. Okay. Let me show you next. So this part is over, and filter the detail lens. Guys, in case if it is giving you another style of, you know, it's showing another style of, a content, like it is considering with multiple elements. So you have a single object and you want to learn now. So you can ask that clearly in the step three. In the step three, I'll just copy. I'll ask here clearly in the step 3. In the step 3, I want to select, I want to convert a detail line one which have selected manually. So this is what. Okay, can you please explain the process? Can you please explain and rewrite it accordingly? Okay, so you got stuck here because it's asking you to convert all the detail lines, but I want to play with only a particular lines now. Okay, so it will correct the step 3. Okay, if it is a manual line selection, add a select model element. See, if you want to go with a manual line selection, instead of automatically fetching all the line elements, use a select model element. Is this clear? Use a select model element node to allow for manual selection in Revit. This node lets you interactively choose a detail line directly in the Revit view. So this is very clear. The very important thing is we shouldn't completely rely on the document part, and you no need to do that. If it is not a piece of your thing, You just ask to change it. Okay, if it is clear. So here, what should I do now? Filter the detail lines. If you are playing with the multiple lines, if you are playing with multiple lines, then how do you exactly filter it? I will be filtering based on the line style. That is the reason it's clearly saying element.get parameter value by name. Use this node to filter the line based on the line style. Understand? This is completely new for you to understand. When do you understand all this? Once you're done with the training properly, you will be knowing a multiple alternatives. So why do I take this now? Guys, after the training, if you're confident in writing the scripts, alone yourself, or you're not getting like the logic behind it, I want you to use the AI to develop. If you sit and write alone, you may create like one or two scripts a day, or maximum five scripts a day, with some sort of based on the complexity of the script. Okay, but if you are using like the chat GPT, okay, you can create a multiple. Understand? Because it's using its brain for you, and it's directly giving you the solution. So if you got stuck somewhere, again it will give you another alternative solution. So why do you have to use your brain now? The companies wants to save their time. So if you want to save even that automation time also, then you have to become more smarter than a developer. So you have to use this kind of an AI tools. Do you understand? Okay. So element.get parameter value by name, and you have to use a line style there. For now, if I want to go with the manual selection, select model elements, drag onto your workspace, select the particular detail line. Once it is selected, or if you want to play with the multiple elements, select the model elements and element dot geometry. Is it? So element dot geometry. Okay. Element dot geometry and connect this to this. I have a line now. Okay. Then what should I do? Set up your Dynamo workspace for manual selection. This is over. This the step 3, which is over now. Let's step back to 4. How to convert it. So extracted the geometry, the part is over. Now polycurve dot by joint curves node if is necessary to ensure that you are working with a clean and continuous curves. So here you can ask in the step 4 point 2, they are not the joint curves, they are like a random curves. Then it will generate another the solution for you. I mean, if a document is, see, generally when you purchase any product which comes with a user manual, if you don't understand that manual, you will stuck a lot. But here, this manual can keep on changing by itself. Do you understand? The only thing that you're supposed to know how to ask it clearly. That's what I'm teaching you. Not only here, if you're a ChatGPT user, go and use that. Okay. The difference between ChatGPT and the Bimera GPT, that gives outdated content which is in 2021, which is older than 2021. Okay, but now we are in 2025, so we need an updated data. So we have to pick the updated information from the LLM models, the direct models. So we have developed this. Okay, so wall dot by curve and height if it is necessary. Otherwise you can ignore this. Okay, I ignore because I don't want. I'm just having only one curve now. So wall dot by curve and height node. So it's giving Control C and Control V. I'm done. So the one which exactly used before. Okay, so node create walls from these curves. Connect the curves to the curve input. Connect the curves to the curve input. Who is it? To the curve input, and specify the desired wall height directly in the node or via code block if height varies. Is it? So this is asking like a height now. Now the AI part is somehow over. Now how you have to understand the rest of the stuff. We have some sort of information on every node. we generally don't recognize it. Okay, so when I hover the cursor on this input, we have four inputs. We have a four inputs, guys. We have four inputs and we have only one output. So one output, I'm sorry, one output. Okay, so the four inputs, what they are actually expecting. How do you come to know that? Hover the cursor on it and just wait for some time. I mean, a second. It's showing, oh, it is expecting a curve. If you don't know how to connect a curve, go and ask the Bimmer GPT. Okay, so this one, double. This one is double. Double in the sense, you should understand what do you mean by double. Otherwise, you can't connect it. So it is expecting a level. So you should know, you understand, okay, it is expecting a level from which level it has to, but you don't know how to connect a level to it. Just scroll down the wall type. Wall type. So it is expecting a wall type. Okay, if I connect a wall type, it will create a wall. But you don't know how to connect a wall type. Then you got stuck here. Up to here, you almost reach to 80% of the stuff. So this is a straight away node to create a wall by connecting the curve information and the height information. But still you don't know how to connect those. Now there is no use. Let me see if there are anything else. Okay, so wall height and specify that is a wall height directly. Generally, height is a number. Am I right? Height is a number, correct? So I will check a number node. You will come to know all these techniques in our training. Okay, you can't, even though you have this resource with you, you can't enjoy our GPT. Seriously, you must understand the techniques. In case the GPT fails, in some scenarios, you should know the alternative solution. You should know the alternative. If you don't know the alternative, you can ask it. That's fine. But without asking for an alternative, you should know how to fix it. Okay. So that we teach. And we don't teach any scripts in my training. I don't even teach with the help of GPT also. This is only for your practice. This is completely for your practice, guys. Okay. So the height is going to be like a 4,000. Let me check, is it in meters or project units? The length is in feet and inches. I'll set it to millimeters. And now I'll change this to 4,000 millimeter. Now it's a height. Okay. And level. So it is expecting level. Can you please explain? Set wall properties. Element dot adjust wall properties by adding element dot set by. I don't understand anything here. I don't understand anything here. So I'll just ask the same thing. Control C, Control V. So how do I proceed further? So in step 5, you have to mention that. You have to mention that because you want to enter uh, into that particular step. Okay. In step 5, in step 5, I don't understand how to play with wall dot by curve and height. Okay, so can you please explain step by step process using this node? Okay, now and restructure below. Being you no need to enter all those roles and tones and style and action for the next time, because whatever you ask in this thread, it will consider as a Revit Dynamo expert only. You no need to keep on ask every time. Okay, so fine. Now it has given. See, there is a new documentation. The stuff again. So what should I retrieve the curve data? Okay, I've done. I got this. Select the wall dot. I have get into this workspace also. Drag a wire and I have connected to the curves also. Now specify the wall height. From here I got stuck. So you can directly input the height in the wall dot curve dot wall dot by curve and height node. Click on the input for height and type this desired wall height. Okay, but how? Alternatively, if there is a height, whereas if you want to maintain flexibility, use a code block. Okay, okay. So how to use? No, double click on your workspace to create a code block. Okay, perfect. So double click. Then type the desired height 3000 for 3000 and connect this block to height. Okay, 3000. Okay, and then connect this block to the height input on wall dot by current height. That's it. Perfect. Let me delete the previous one. Connected. Very perfect. So select wall type. If wall specific wall types need to be specified using the wall type dot by name node. Wall type dot by name node. That's it. Control C, right click and paste. Okay. Perfect. Now I'll just pick any wall here. I'll just try a wall. So here it is asking for the name. So here the first one is like a family and the second one is like a type. The second one is like a type. Okay. So if I want to go with exterior hyphen precon metal set, let me write it here or else I'll just write it proposed partition for control A, control Z. Proposed partition. The same. I'll just go and write. And whatever it is expecting a string. So node, connect this node to the input wall type to something. Okay. So when I hover the cursor, it is expecting string. So type a string and connect and type exactly the same and connect this to this. Now it has a wall type. Since it is expecting wall type, connect the wall type. Perfect. So how do I connect a level now? You can ask ChatGPT again, what should I connect the level? What should I connect the level? I mean, you can ask again or else hover the cursor. If it is expecting level, very simple. Hover the cursor on it. Whatever it is exactly showing, type here level. So we have a levels node. We have a levels node. Okay. Connect from where am I exactly in the M1. So in the M1 level, connect to it. And now I can see a wall. I can see a wall which is connected 1769710. Can I see a wall here? Did I pick the right element? See, now I can see the wall. I can see the wall now instantly. If I want to convert into this, so the rest of all the inputs remain same. Instead of wall dot by curve and height in the initial, it has shown something duct by lines. Yeah, here it is. Cable tray dot by lines. Cable tray dot by lines. Okay, at the same time, duct by lines or conduit duct round by lines. If it is a round duct, okay. If it is like duct rectangular by lines. If you want to convert uh, a duct into a duct, for example, if it is a pipe, so pipe by lines. Okay, so conduit conduit by lines. So we have all the nodes. If I have a lines, if I know what to connect, simple. So the same strategy again. If you have a single object to convert to test, so this is okay. But if you want to play with the multiple objects, so there isn't another process. If I want to play with the multiple lines, must be selected from by you. Like instead of select model element, select model elements. So there are multiple. So this is for like singular object and this is for multiple object. Is it clear? So these concept will be explained in element selection concept in our training. Okay. So I hope you understand how we generally use the Vimera GPT, the Vim GPT. Is this clear? Is that clear, Mr. Anand? Huh? Is this clear, Mr. Anand? Okay. So we can write a more like this. Okay. Can you give another task? Come on, Rohit, Sani, Shafak, Rasul, Binesh, Jignesh, Nazar. See, this is very, very important. If you don't, when the documentation part will help you, there are 20 key concepts. There are 20 key concepts. There are 20 key concepts. You have to be good in
Hello.
all. Yes.
Uh, Hi, Ramesh. Uh, mm, Actually, right now I'm working in as a coordinator, and I'm suffering definitely I need to learn Dynamo, and I had tried multiple times to generate a script to fill the coordinates of every blasters in rallying part to 400 LOD models. So, is it possible to we can create that coordinate script to fill every blaster's coordinates in a model?
Yes, can be done. It can be done. See, if there is
Yeah,
no, I mean, you can do it manually. Can you do that
yeah.
manually?
Manually, it takes time. Yeah,
Then it
definitely. Manually, it takes time.
then
That's
it can
why.
automate it. Then it can be automated. If there is, see, when the AI fills, I mean, when you can't do something in Dynamo, if you can't do it manually, then you can't automate the process. If there is a manual process, you can definitely go with the API. You can definitely do that. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Is it clear? Okay. So, again, recently, like 2 days before, someone asked me again about the traction system. Rajesh, I have a CAD file which has come from a client, and he wants to, you know, play some. Did I show you yesterday? Did I show you that yesterday, like how to create the traction system?
Oh, actually, I not attend yesterday's sessions. So today is I'm only free. That's why I attended today's
Jignesh?
session.
Okay, okay. Jignesh, you were there yesterday, right? Did I show any geometry examples yesterday? Any geometry example yesterday? No? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, how to create a traction system? I mean, if you have a curve, like let's say the same, he has received a CAD file. He has received a CAD file. Okay, for like this this is a traction, this is a rail system. So he wants to completely convert this into with the Revit objects, I mean into the Revit elements. So he has a family who has the Revit family, so received from the client. He wants to build everything, so entire traction system, like how long it will take for him to do that. So he said like I just want to create a adaptive family and all this stuff. I said not required. So there is a process with the Dynamo, you can do all this. And you know and I've shown him how to do it in just 30-45 minutes. So the even exactly he presented the same thing to his client. Understand? For example, if it is a tunnel, so how do you convert a line into the tunnel? And how do you exactly split every tunnel segment into 1.5 meter? So every 1.5 meter it has to be a segment, and there shouldn't be any break. And I have to place the the lights in it. I have to place the panels in it. So everything, not only for MEP, even it works for architecture and structure, everything. Understand? Okay.
Mm.
So someone have texted, how can we change the orientations of elements while placing it? So you have to, there is a geometry dot rotate. There is a geometry dot rotate. There is a node. Okay. So here it is expecting which element you want to rotate and where is the origin point. So origin point you have to fetch it from the particular, either it's like a column or which is a panel or which is something, any some other object, a transformer. So all the transformers should automatically turn the face towards the door facing. So how do we do that? So this origins and the access point and the degrees will help you to do that. Okay. So what it is expecting, you have to understand. See, every block, let me mute everyone. Every block have two phases. The first one, which is like input, and the second one is an output. Okay. So when I hover the cursor, if it is expecting, see, Autodesk dot design script dot geometry dot geometry. Earlier it is fine. It just showed with single word, but here it will confuse you, right? Autodesk dot design script dot geometry dot geometry. When you see these kind of stuff, you can eliminate the complete, you can eliminate this complete thing. No need to read this, no need, and no need. So only I mean, there is a dot, there is a dot, the last dot. After the last dot, whatever you have here, so it means that is exactly what it is expecting. Okay. So when I hover the cursor on the horizon, it's saying point. Generally it's supposed to show that autodesk.designscript.geometry.point, but for your, it's just simply showing it's like a point. And here it is expecting like a vector. So how to play with the vector? It is expecting double. So what do you mean by double? So there are general types, guys. If any, I mean, let me explain you few. So any input which shows double, use number node. If any input which shows, hover the cursor, if it shows like a string, place the string node. Place a string node. If any node which is exactly saying like axis, so which saying it's a vector, type immediately vector and find the nodes. There is nothing complicated in it. What it is expecting, it's clearly showing you there. For some of the nodes it is very very clear and detailed. This is very bad node since it's just showing like what it is expecting, so it's a vector. So type vector, type vector. So here you have a multiple nodes. Now this is a challenge, which node you're supposed to follow, which node you're supposed to follow. Simple. Okay. But in our scenario, uh, what it is, you have a geometry dot rotate, you can ask exactly the same. The GPT, like I have a node called geometry dot rotate, and it is expecting geometry origin and axis. How do I connect? How do you connect? I'll just ask the same. I have a geometry dot rotate node, and it is expecting geometry inputs like geometry, comma, origin, comma, axis, comma, degrees. I just copy. I'll ask the same here. I have a node called geometry.rotate. It is expecting inputs to be like geometry.horizon and axis and ingress. Can you explain step by step how to connect the inputs to this? Inputs to be connected. Okay. Um, let's load all the nodes required to finish this dynamo graph. Okay. I'll just copy. There's an additional instruction. I'll just copy and hit enter. Step by step process. So let it generate everything. Done. Now, what is it saying? Solid by revolver surface dot by patch. If you have any object, first it is asking to prepare a geometry. First it is asking to prepare a geometry. Anything like surface dot by patch, or you have a circle. So how do you rotate it? Okay, you need a geometry. So circle by center point radius. That is expecting point, and the default point is which is already taken, and radius I'll just make it number 5. Okay, surface dot by patch, surface dot by patch. So I have a surface now, I have a geometry, and surface dot thickness. So now that looks like a solid, that looks like a solid. If you notice that, that looks like a solid. Before I connect this to this, it's just like a paper. Now it has added some sort of thickness, and thickness you can even mention here. The default value is 1. Now if you want to change the default value to 0.5, you can see somehow. Okay, let's make it 2. What if it's a 5? 2. I'll just change it to 1. Okay, now you need a geometry. I have connected. And where is the horizon point? So where is the horizon point? What should I connect? So point dot by coordinates used to define the horizon for the rotation. Okay, so point dot by coordinates, right click, point dot by coordinates. So the same point, I'll just connect this to this. Okay, and what about vector used to define the axis of the rotation? Is it? So vector dot by coordinates, control C, then right click, vector by coordinates. Done. And how many degrees you want me to rotate? So degrees is again, it's just like a number, whatever. Let me see. Number to input the angle of the rotation in the degrees. Oh, so it's a number. I'll just make it 45 and connect the degrees to this. Can you see that now? How? Can I change? Can I make it 90 and run this? That's expecting something wrong. Unable to transform the body matrix single item to a singular matrix. I'll just change the direction to 1 here. Now you can see that in the y direction, because it is in the same direction only. It is just rotating in another. You can't see that. So what if I change this to the x? So this is in y direction. In z you can't see that. It is already rotated, but you can't see because it's turning in this direction. So in y, in x. Is this clear? So the geometry rotation. If you don't know any node how to use it, if you don't know any node how to use it, okay, if you keep on changing this to 45, that will be. And you can use, there is an option called periodic, so which you can create some sort of animations to it, okay, with help of the periodic thing. Is this clear? Okay, so it will be very very simple. If you don't understand, even the simple things looks complicated. This, even the simple things looks complicated, but if you understand clearly, even the complicated things can be very simple. Understand? That is the reason we have 60 hours course. 60 hours course. It's not like not going to finish this entire training in 1 hour or 2 hours. So that if the demonstration itself it is taking like for 2 hours, like 1.5 hour, so you just imagine how the training will be. So the training may extend more than like 60 to you know 60 plus hours. Understand? And this will be completely a full-fledged training, guys. It's not like a very simple. And I don't say that you can do like a buddha scripts. If you understand every single point clearly, I mean, as I explained, we have 20 key concepts. So I've shown you yesterday in the yesterday's webinar. So if you haven't attended that, I've already shared the link in you know in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can see there. Okay, that there are 20 key concepts. You have to be good in each and every concepts. If you're good in 19 concepts and not good in one concept, you're completely like a zero. You are a zero. You're not an expert. So I want you to understand every single concept. Every concept will take 2 hours. I mean 1.5 or 2 hours. Understand? Okay, so don't waste your time, because our companies are actually looking for the people who knows all this kind of the technologies, those who can save their time. Okay, in the projects, if you have multiple projects and all the projects you are going to do the same stuff, so in one project if you're killing like 4 to 6 hours or one full day, so in the rest of the projects if you're doing the same thing, it depends upon the project size, the hours may increase. If you have an automation script, you know how to create an automation script. Not only yours, if you create for mechanical, all the other disciplines will be use the same script and save their time. Obviously that shows an the big impact on your in your projects, in your company, on you especially. The companies will definitely recognize it. Understand? You have to take a the special meetings. Generally what I used to do when I was working as a senior coordinator, so I used to send an invitations to all of people, and I'll block my the conference room, after taking the permission from the manager. So I used to request everyone, if anyone have any like a repeated process, come and sit with me. I will develop it, but not in the office hours, after the office hours. After the office hours. So this gives again a positive impact on you. Understand? I used to sit, let it take like for 30 minutes or 1 hour. Nowadays, who are sitting on 1 hour for a script, they're using this kind of technologies and writing a scripts like very simple, instantly. Understand? I used to sit, I'll just finish my lunch early and I'll sit and I'll create a script and I'll test whether it's working and I'll share it to my team members. So this gives a positive impact. I mean, when you go for any, the people started noticing you. The persons who sit next to me, they don't know. I mean, no one knows them exactly. But when in my organization, in all the organization, everyone knows me. Everyone knows me. The reason I used to interact with them personally for their sake, to save their time, and in personal. I mean, it's my um, personal thing. Understand? Okay, helping people. So why don't you do that? If you have stuff, don't keep it with you. Let's explore. Understand? So this really brings and it will lead you in the financial growth also. Understand? If the company recognize you, the activities you're doing in your organization, of course yes they will. And when it comes to the automation, the career side, our future is completely into the automation. If any company who is actually expecting a person to their into their uh, the board, they must look, is this person is going to be add a value to their company or not. If you're doing such activities and you showcase that during the interview, they don't even like to take an interview also. Do you understand? They don't take they'll just see your things, what are the things that you have done, and this you have to explain that very clearly. This saves a lot of time. This script saves a lot of time in that area to creating the scripts. For example, I'll just show you Excel. Like for example, um, let's see, I have this workspaces, I have this work sets. I want to create all these work sets in one shot. How do I do that? How do you do that? I'll just do it and let me show you. So import Excel, import Excel. So since this expecting a file, you should connect exactly what it is expecting. Here it is expecting file, connect this to this. And here it is expecting file path. Type file path. Oh, this is document.file path. File path. Where is this exactly? File in the Kobe. Okay, let me connect this to this. And the sheet name, that is like worksets naming. Control C. And the sheet name, hold the cursor on it. It's saying it's a string. See? String. Place it and connect it. Now I can see the complete data. I see the complete data we have. 05 workset naming convention. 05 workset naming convention. I just want to play with only this text. So where is it starting from? Here. The X link cat temp from here. From here and LA lighting fixtures. So in every list, this one first index values. So drop items. I just want to drop some items from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to drop the 4 items. Here I have 225 items, but here I have 213 items only because I dropped some items. Okay. Now I need the transpose because they are actually in the rows and I want to convert that into the columns. If these are in the columns, I want to convert into the rows. So the transpose node, you will be learning everything. The links, all the links, all the text, the links in one list, all the data from here to here, it is in another list. In another list. Okay, I want to pick the first list. So I'll use code block list of 1. When I connect this, I have the work sets. Other work sets. So works it. Now I have a text. I would like to say that works it by name. I have a node called works it dot by name. So when I connect this to this null, the reason I think this is not a worksheet model. I have to save the project. Oh, let me see. It actually works, but we don't know the reason why it didn't work actually. Okay, we keep on struggling here and there. Okay, so if it is not a worksheet model, just a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, so still loading. Oh my goodness. Haha. Desktop. Ayo. That's why I told you in the beginning. You must have to save the project. Fail to save. No problem. I'll just try again uh, with our Dynamo file. I think now it is ready. I think this is a recovery file. No, let me create. I think it works now. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so if you try this on a worksheet model, it will create a worksets instantly. Okay, or else I can try on another file. Okay, into multiple discipline. Let me save. I don't want to execute on this. Okay, I don't want on this project. I'll try in another project then. I don't think so. I'll get a warning now. Okay. Okay. Now run completed with warnings and completed with errors. I'll just connect this to this. Still not. Okay. If this didn't work, I'll try with some other create workset. I'll try and connect this to this. I see there are total worksets were created. See, if one node isn't working, you no need to get panic why this isn't working. Try another alternative. We have a number of alternatives. We generally don't know that. I know there are few guys who are learning, through YouTube. Okay, I mean they exactly follow. I mean whatever in the video they exactly typed. You guys exactly do the same thing here, but you don't know there is another solution. If one node you can't find, you should know how to find an alternative for this. This it didn't work, but here this worked. See, I can see all the work sets were created in just see. Do you see that? How long it will take to create all these work sets? It'll take time, right? At least 10 minutes. So you saved all the time, right? Is it clear? So in case if you are working on another Excel file, you have to connect that Excel file and you have to specify the sheet name and what are the items to be dropped and simple connect this to this. Simple. In case even this didn't work, create workset. See, I have one more. Okay, workset create by name. There is a one more workset by name. See, so create workset. Hmm, is this the same one? Workset by name? Yeah, it is the same. See, we have four alternatives. Actually, there are a few more strategies I don't want to explain in the workshop now. So, if you apply those, you can see the same. You can see an alternative. If this didn't work, try this. If still this is also didn't work, then try another one. Okay. So, I'm going to teach you everything. Like I don't. I mean, once you when you know when during the training, I will explain every single thing which exactly needed for you. Understand? Okay, don't get panic. The dynamo is very very simple tool. If you know the proper direction of learning, okay, so you will become a master in just 10-15 days itself. But still, I mean to explore a lot. There are some advanced concepts to understand. So the entire training will be you know finished in 40 days. So sometimes we plan for 30 days, it may extend to 40 days also. Okay, clear? Is this clear, everyone? Not only this, for example, if you want to set all the namings, I just want to name all for all the families. Exactly, you can do that. Everything, I mean, if you have an Excel file, so which shows some sort of a data, and if you want to maintain the same you know thing in your entire model, you can easily change it. Understand? Okay, is this clear, everyone? Is this clear? Is this clear?
Clear.
Any questions?
Rajesh, can we model reinforcement by Dynamo?
You were not there yesterday, I hope. Is it? I've shown you some.
Not yes, matlab like you have to model right now. Just is my query can we
Done.
generate is a kind of script so we can model reinforcement in like column beam and like
Yes, you can do
like
that.
this. Okay, so this is the part of course or what?
Reinforcement actually comes in API in the level 2, because we generally don't have that much detailed stuff in this, because reinforcement completely need a lot of logics. So that logics, and
Mm-hmm.
we generally don't have such kind of nodes. No one will develop such nodes and keep it for you, because most of the developers doing the business on only this part. Okay, so you can't get that here. For example, if you are from structural and if you want to go with the reinforcement, see, the guy who published in 2018, in 2024 there is a guy who published the structural design, and there are almost like 46,000 downloads. If I install structural design, okay, why we generally, I mean, if you are from structural background, yes, you download it. And let me open that. I'll just go to the structural design, and you can find rebar, create free from rebar. See, you can create a rebar types. So what do you
Okay.
exactly need? If you have a curves, and if you know the host element, and if you know what rebar type has to be connected, then it will create a freeform rebar. Is this clear? So
Yeah, yeah.
from curve, if you have to create from a curve, so it is asking everything. What is a rebar style? So how do you connect the rebar style? How do you connect the rebar type? Okay, so how do you connect the start hook types and end hook types? So these are expecting elements. So once you picked everything, it's going to create a curve for you. Okay, since I don't teach you how to create the scripts, but I will teach you how do you understand the node. If you understand what it is expecting, what every input is expecting, Why do you need me, dear? Right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So since we don't have it before, I just installed in front of you now the structural design. So for structural people, there are multiple packages. The multiple packages. Okay, so if you install everything, you have the complete strength to handle the structural part. If you are from mechanical background, so we'll install. I'll just go to the package manager, and I'll check mechanical. If I want to play with only the ducts, I'll just type ducts. I'll just take duct. I can see if there are any packages which especially designed for the ducts. I'll keep on going, and there are some strategies to find. I'll explain you in the training. Okay, not in the workshop. Clear?
Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, from my side, like I am like ACS department, so we can say I'm working in architectural and structural part. So we have required some kind of to automate some like repeated task and everything. So if you like, if you was like when you're starting your course, so you're just going to explain the nodes parts, and like not you are not going to explain the how to create exact script for that elements for that repeating part or that.
No, no, no. From completely zero. We directly don't jump into the node finding or something. There are some prerequisites you have to understand. Okay, to start with. The first 3 days is a main training. The first 3 days we have one concept. So once the main training is over, every day, I mean one day, how to find the nodes. And the second day, how to understand the inputs. On third day, how to extract the output and how do you find the connecting nodes. On the fourth day, like what do you mean by how do you play with multiple items at the same time. On the fifth day, how do you pick the particular elements without selecting, with the different conditions, with the different logic. So every day we have different concepts. So once you've done all the concepts, you don't have to learn anything new. I'll cover every single topic during the training. Clear? Clear? We
Okay,
directly
and
don't
what
jump into
about?
the main topics. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. And what about supports if you guide us? So like I create a script, but I'm suffering that it's not going to work and model.
You
So
joined
if
in
you are
20,
going provide the supports.
you joined in 2025, for example. If you text me in
Hmm.
2030, still you'll get a support. Understand? But not
Yeah,
completely
I
like
understand.
a dumb support. Like if you haven't created anything and if you're asking for a support, that's we don't encourage. If you have done almost like 80% of script and you got stuck somewhere, then we'll help you out. Go with this option, dear. Go with this. I mean, if you are already a Revit API user, use this particular kind of function so that you can achieve that 20% output. Is that clear? I mean, when we started the training in 2019, the people who have learned the same demo for 15 hours, so they may not have the complete information about the advanced stuff. So we keep on adding the lot of, what do you say that, the updated information into the playlist. So if they watch it, that's fine. If not, they will text me sometimes. I'll say that, Mr. So and so X guy, so we have already added this concept in your playlist. Go and watch that particular video. Simple. So we don't leave you with the training. Understand? Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Clear?
Um, yeah, actually, I have some good that's my it basically is coming in my mind, so that's why I'm just asking key
Great, great,
what's
great.
and this.
Then let everyone know that. Okay, yeah. We don't leave you. We don't leave you. Understand? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah,
Until
thank.
unless you get settled and in such positions, we'll text every 3 months and every 6 months. You're still in the same company or you're looking for any job position to change. We have our openings in the automation side. If you are interested, so we'll check. I mean, how many scripts that you have done so far, and we'll request them to
Mhm.
share those scripts, at least images, or you have done any videos. Okay, I mean, if you have created any portfolios, we'll request them, If you have a scripts and not any portfolio, we'll just create a portfolio from our end, and then we'll share it to the clients. This we have a potential guy, so he has done all this. Okay, so we can share it with the clients, and we'll get you on board company.
Okay,
Understand?
noted.
Okay, so that is the reason. Otherwise, no companies generally teach every single thing to make as a competitor. Understand? So if I teach you everything, why you can't? You can be a tutor again. Correct? You understand? So
Hmm.
why do I do all this? Okay. Anyways, I'll take my legal things aside. Okay, but while why we have to teach you all this? The reason you should select everywhere because we have invested some X amount. So we should justify that, and we respect that. So we'll teach every single thing. We don't leave any one single topic comes to the training. Okay. You never come to me, Rajesh. You
Noted.
didn't explain me this topic. Why? You'll never come because we will go more deeper in the training. We'll keep on checking if there are any new amendments. We'll immediately add into the training. That's how. That is the reason the 15 hours training is 60 hours training now. Who knows, in 2030 it can be 100 hours. Understand? Okay. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So these are the, I mean, for your trust, like these are the batches being taken. I mean, this is a new machine. Okay, you can't see everything here. Okay, so I mean, will maintain. We are doing this trying from 2019. That time we used to have around 5 to 10 people in a batch. Now there are 30. So until unless we finish 30, we don't start the training. Okay, so we are busy closing the registrations. If you are interested, come and register, come and enroll, and see yourself in 30 days. Seriously, I'm telling. See yourself in 30 days. Okay, clear?
Yeah. Mm, Rajesh, can
Hmm.
you share the details and what the fee structure, everything in the
Yeah,
group
yeah.
or
Can you please text me on use this link, copy this link, and okay, w.link/dynamo. Okay, so it will redirect to my WhatsApp so that you can I can share the complete details. Okay. So any other questions? We have 8 more minutes.
so I have to message you personally or what?
Yeah, yeah, in personal, in personal.
Okay, I have already messaged you yesterday morning. Yeah,
Okay. I have many inquiries. I haven't seen. I'll, I'll
no
I'll
issue, no
I'll
issue.
reply tomorrow morning. Okay.
Yeah, no issue. Okay.
Yeah. How to draw slow pipes using Dynamo? Oh, is it? For example, if you want to draw a pipe, type pipe here and check. Get all pipe. Check you have any other set of nodes. Okay. Hmm. By connector endpoint, by lines, add insulation, enumerate, merge, flex curve by points. Okay, so you have a level information on the diameter. Create a pipe insulation. So you have elbow dot by MEP curves. Not this MEP fitting T dot. Okay, so we generally use another extension. I haven't installed it in this machine. Okay, we have a Beamer GPT where you can find it will show you only limited, but in that extension it will show you a lot. Okay, so the logic behind your question, Amit, for first of all, we need a point. We need a point by coordinates. We need a point by coordinates. So it has one point here. Let me turn off everything. I have this point. Now I have another point. Control C, Control V. I have another point. So that shows, let's make it 35 in the x direction. So I have another point. Okay. So now lined out by start point and end point. So this is going to be like a start point and this is going to be like an end point. This is going to be like a start point and this is going to be like an end point. Now I have to write a condition if the length, that depends upon the length. Okay, if it's 0, I mean if the length which is bigger than 35 is the length that is bigger than 35. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, Curved out length. Curved out length. So have a curve. So false. No. If it is bigger than 15, if it is bigger than 15, so if it's bigger than 15 meter, then the slope supposed to be 0.1. If it's bigger than 35, the slope supposed to be 0.2. So you have to write these conditions and check, I mean all the lines. For example, I draw simple lines dl. I'll just draw, I'm sorry, I've connected some lines here. Okay, so I just pick some select model. What is that? Is that a detail curve? Detail items? It's a lines. Hit escape again. Let me just click on select model elements. Once I pick, I'll just click on finish. Detail curves. And now I want to get curved out length. Element dot geometry. When I connect this, I got the lens. I'll stop flatten. Volume list now. So I just want to check something here, the slope ratio. So how do I assign the slope ratio from the beginning? From the beginning. Okay, so it's like if it's greater than 15. So they are true. They all are like bigger than 15. Okay, so how do I exactly? I just want to check if it is bigger than 45. If not, I mean, do you understand, Amit? If the length is bigger than like 100, then the slope ratio
Yes,
should
yes.
be like zero point 0.8 maybe. If it is bigger than 80, then the slope ratio should be like 0.6 or something, 0.7. So you have to write a condition and connect this data with this connections. Then you can see the slope here. Is it clear? Is this clear? That is possible.
Yes,
That's
yes.
possible. Here you have to incorporate the design stuff. Okay, I mean it won't give you instant solution. You have to provide a design set of rules also. And if you still need the same, you can ask GPT here. You can ask where is this? You can ask ChatGPT here. So how to draw the slope pipes using the dynamo, or else how to connect, how to add a slope to the pipes. I have a total 10 pipes, so they were like straight pipes. Now I just want you to understand it will pick the first pipe and let's set the slope like 0.1 or 0.2 and then connecting to it, it will keep on adding, the slopes for every object. Is this clear? Is this clear, Amit? That is
Yes,
possible.
sir. Yes.
Okay, good. Any other questions? You have only 1 minute to ask. Come on, do you have any questions? Guys, don't waste your time. I'll say that very simple. Join a training program, and trust me. If you still want to, understand what we are, type Bimera reviews and read our reviews, okay, and then join. Understand? Okay, clear? Trust me, you will thoroughly enjoy the training. That's for sure. If you enjoy this workshop as studies in today's workshop, the training will be 10 times very interactive than the workshop, because I can't share the complete information in the workshop itself, but still I tried. Okay, so any other questions? Any other questions, guys?
Hi, this is Vinesh.
Yeah.
Is it possible to create a 3D view with the specific name and the specific view template? Like
Of course.
two, three,
Of course,
is it
yes.
possible?
Yeah, of course, yes. See, we have a room view by name, view by seeing, view by um, 3D. Create a 3D crop view. You can create a 3D crop view, and you can make 3D view bounding box by 3D view. No, this is something else. Generate a 3D view. If you have a particular view name, it will create a 3D view. Is this clear?
Yep.
If you have a particular view, for example, you specify 3D. There are a lot actually. Set 3D view section box. So if you have particular views in a particular, if you connect the bounding box to it, it will create a view again. See, whatever which is showing on the right hand side, it is going to be your output. If you connect these two, it's going to give you a 3D view. So if you're going to connect this, it's going to create a view. So that view is going to be a 3D view again. So 3D view to bounding box. Create a 3D view for every workset elements. For each and every workset, it will create a 3D view. Do you got it? For example, if it is
Okay,
expecting,
got it.
got it. So export to FBX, 3D view by bounding box. See, again, it's creating a 3D view. If you connect the bounding box and if you name something to it, is it clear? Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So selection. There are a lot actually. If you still want to explore a lot, and if you can't find some set of nodes here, then just shift to this and change this to the Revit API with Python developer. Python developer, leave that as a professional tone and technical detailed style and generate a Python code. Now ask, I have set of elements. I have set of elements. I want you to create a view for every single object. Create a 3D view. Create a 3D view. Presume the object with a name, something. So with an element name by adding number next to it. So if I have a 10 elements selected, so element 1, there is another view. Element 2, another view. Element 3, another view. 3D views. Is this clear? If you have any clashes,
Yep.
we generally do that. No, creating a clashed views for, like exactly like a Navis works. Okay, but that is possible. Anything else? Anything else? And thank you so much for attending the workshop. I know how the stuff to attend a workshop on the weekends. Okay, especially on Sundays. So I appreciate your efforts and keep going. Spend your time for something to upskill yourself. You'll definitely deserve the best position in a very less time. Okay, so hope for your better career. Okay, and see you in the training if you are interested. Clear? Shall I take a leave? Shall I take a leave
Yes, thank you.
with the permission?
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. See
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sure.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye bye.